Klinik Pratama Stesia juga menyediakan berbagai layanan spesialis, termasuk pelayanan gigi dan rujuk balik. Klinik Pratama Stesia telah mendapatkan akreditasi paripurna dan berkomitmen mewujudkan pelayanan kesehatan berkualitas guna mensukseskan transformasi mutu layanan yang mudah, cepat, dan setara kepada peserta JKN. Melalui program pengelolaan penyakit kronis atau Prolanis, kami mendampingi pasien diabetes mellitus tipe 2 dan hipertensi dengan edukasi, senam, dan pemeriksaan kesehatan rutin. Kami juga hadir dengan inovasi pelayanan lansia sehat dan sejahtera, atau pelan saja, untuk lansia yang tidak dapat berkunjung ke klinik. Pemeriksaan lengkap dan pengantaran obat langsung ke rumah mereka. Klinik Pratama Stesia melayani dengan profesionalisme dan dedikasi. Kesehatan Anda adalah prioritas kami.
In the glory of an ever-growing metropolis Surabaya, there is an educational institution that has existed for many years. Welcome to Stesia Surabaya, a higher education institution with a long history in the educational world.
Stesia Surabaya didirikan tahun 1972, dimulai dengan berdirinya Akademi Pajak dan Keuangan APK Surabaya. Pada tahun 1980, STIPAK berubah menjadi STIKI, Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Keuangan Indonesia Surabaya. Karena STIKI merupakan bagian daripada ilmu ekonomi, STIKI berubah menjadi Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi Indonesia Stesia Surabaya dan berlangsung hingga saat ini.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Dr. Anda Endang Wiretnani, MSc AKSIE, Ketua Perpendiknas, Perkumpulan Penyelenggara Pendidikan Nasional, sebagai badan hukum penyelenggara pendidikan Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi Indonesia Stesia Surabaya, berkomitmen untuk meningkatkan kualitas mutu pendidikan tinggi melalui kegiatan tridharma yang didukung oleh sumber daya manusia, khususnya tenaga dosen, tenaga kependidikan yang berkualitas, ketersediaan sarana prasarana berbasis IT yang memadai, penguatan di bidang keuangan dan kesejahteraan. Stesia maju, Stesia berdaya saing tinggi, Stesia jaya, jaya, jaya selamanya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Stesia Surabaya offers various study programs in several degrees, starting with the Associate Vocational Degree, Undergraduate, Postgraduate, Doctoral Program, and Accountant Profession Education, PPAK. The Associate Vocational Degrees consist of two, which are Accounting and Tax Management Program. Both are already accredited Unggul, Very Excellence. Undergraduate degrees consist of Accounting and Management Program, which is also Unggul, Very Excellence accredited. Stasia has 2 postgraduate degrees. The first is accounting, which is Unggul Very Excellence accredited. The second is management, which is accredited Baik Sekali Excellence. For the doctoral degree, Stasia has 1 study program, Management Science, that is accredited with Baik Sekali Excellence. Moreover, Stasia Surabaya offers Accountant Profession Education, PPAK, with B accredited. The students will be taught by professional lecturers, including those with master's and doctoral degrees and experienced practitioners. Stasia Surabaya deals with academics, research, and community services as part of Tridharma Perguruan Tinggi, the university's 3 main responsibilities: education, research, and community service. Stasia organized international conferences and students exchange programs, and invite international speakers and students from several countries. The Stasia Surabaya has various academic facilities to facilitate learning, including laboratories for tax, customs, accounting, capital markets, statistics, computers, and English. In addition, Stasia is also equipped with a complete library, fast internet facilities, language centers, the Indonesia Stock Exchange Investment Gallery, Scientific Journal Institutes, Custom Centers, Quality Assurance Center (PPM), LPDE, and many other facilities that support students and lecturer activities. Stasia also has various public facilities, such as mosques, cafes, sports fields, gazebos, automatic teller machines, ATMs, lodging, Hall 1 and Hall 2, and Stasia primary clinics in collaboration with the Social Health Insurance Administration Body and Employee Social Security System (BPJS). To continue developing and improving the quality of education, Stasia Surabaya has collaborated with various countries, including Malaysia, Thailand, Timor-Leste, Taiwan, Japan, America, and Australia. Stasia Surabaya enrolls approximately 1,000 prospective new students annually throughout Indonesia. To help new students get to know the Stasia campus completely and prepare them for transitioning to major and independent students, a new students orientation activity titled Introduction to Campus Life for new students was held. In this activity, new students were also equipped with various relevant materials. It is the era of the Freedom of Learning Independent Campus, MBKM, an independent campus with outstanding students and revolutionary change in higher education. At Stasia Surabaya, we fully understand the importance of this role in encouraging achievement and achieving intellectual independence for students. Here at Stasia Surabaya, the students also have various students' activity units, such as the English Club, choir, the Flag Raising Troops Paskibra, the Students' Regiment Unit Menwa, dance, and many more. These activities support students' interests and talents in various fields.
Halo, perkenalkan nama saya Esther Trifunenau, saya dari Sorong, Papua. Saya merupakan seorang alumni S1 Akuntansi dari Stasia Surabaya yang merupakan salah satu perguruan tinggi terkemuka di Surabaya. Saya mendapatkan banyak pengetahuan dan pengalaman berharga dalam bidang akuntansi. Namun, perjalanan saya tidak sampai di sana. Saat ini saya sedang melanjutkan pendidikan S2 saya di Stasia Surabaya dengan program Magister Akuntansi. Keputusan saya untuk melanjutkan studi di Stasia karena kepercayaan saya terhadap institusi ini. Tak bangga menjadi mahasiswa Stasia. Terima kasih.
Pada hari ini tentunya sangat bersyukur telah menempuh pendidikan yang sangat luar biasa di program Manajemen S3 Stasia Surabaya. Banyak suka duka yang saya alami dan tentunya program ini memberikan dampak yang sangat signifikan bagi saya pribadi maupun di institusi saya. Semua ini ditunjang dengan sivitas akademika yang ada di Stasia Surabaya yang begitu sangat luar biasa membimbing, mengasuh dan juga memberikan arahan kepada kami sehingga memudahkan kami di dalam menyelesaikan pendidikan ini. Pendidikan ini memberikan institusi yang baik buat kami dan juga di lingkungan pekerjaan kami sebagai pemerintah berefek dengan sangat luar biasa terhadap pendidikan yang kami lakukan. Sukses selalu untuk kita semua di dalam menempuh pendidikan. Tidak ada yang tidak bisa, asal ada usaha dan jerih payah dan keinginan yang keras untuk menyelesaikan pendidikan. Pasti kita bisa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Muhni, salah satu alumni dari Angkatan 9 Stesia. Saya telah menimba ilmu di Stesia kurang lebih 5 tahun. Saya juga menduduki beberapa tempat, baik pimpinan di unit kerja, kepala dinas, dan lain sebagainya. Dan terakhir, saya menjabat sebagai wakil bupati dan saat ini juga menduduki jabatan pelaksana tugas bupati. Alhamdulillah kami melihat saat ini perkembangan yang ada di Stesia ini sangat luar biasa. Alhamdulillah selama saya menempuh pendidikan di Stesia sudah banyak yang kami peroleh dan manfaat sekali dalam menjalankan tugas-tugas di pemerintahan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Visi Stesia Surabaya menjadi perguruan tinggi penyelenggara pendidikan tinggi secara kreatif dan inovatif dalam pengembangan ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi bertaraf nasional dan internasional yang berkualitas dan bermartabat. Capaian Stesia tingkat nasional dan internasional mendapat penghargaan sebagai perguruan tinggi urutan ke-78 dari sekitar lebih 4.000 perguruan tinggi se-Indonesia hasil klasterisasi perguruan tinggi oleh Kemendikbudristek. Pada tahun 2012, 2020, dan tahun 2021, sesuai keputusan Kepala LLDT Wilayah 7, Stesia menjadi sekolah tinggi terbaik peringkat 1 se-Jawa Timur atas penghargaan Aku Anugerah Kampus Unggulan. Selanjutnya pada tahun 2022 memperoleh peringkat 2 bidang pelaporan pendidikan.
Stesia Surabaya is a higher education institution providing creative and innovative higher education in the development of science and information technology at national and international standards which has quality and dignity. Mari, tentukan arah masa depan bersama kami.
Negara Indonesia dalam pemenuhan kebutuhan masyarakat tidak lepas dari kegiatan ekspor-impor.
Saya resmikan penggabungan Pelindo 1, 2, 3, dan 4 menjadi PT Pelindo.
Penggabungan Pelindo menjadikan konektivitas maritim semakin kuat dengan pelayanan logistik yang semakin baik dan cepat.
Penggabungan Pelindo diharapkan akan memberi manfaat besar bagi sektor ekonomi dan logistik di Indonesia.
Melalui penyediaan pelabuhan bertaraf internasional, Pelindo tentunya diharapkan mampu mendukung para pelaku usaha di Indonesia yang ingin memperluas bisnis. Dengan pelayanan yang semakin cepat dan efisien, Pelindo sebagai operator pelabuhan berstandar internasional siap bersinergi menjadi gerbang perekonomian Indonesia untuk dunia. Pelindo, Indonesia Maritime Gateway.
Kenalin Oka, pekerja muda banyak pengennya. Makanya Oka pakai Wonder by BNI. Dari sewa apartemen, belanja bulanan, syukuran, update dandanan. Udah ganteng, isi e-wallet dulu biar lancar ngedate di
Indie Konser. Lanjut Japanese dinner.
Jajan mulu, atur keuangan dulu. Abis itu cek goals kamu. Wih, modal buka kafe kekumpul nih. Dapat keuntungan, invest deh. Wedding kapan? Ditanyain tuh.
Aduh,
santai, tambah aja life goalsmu. Exciting kan? Next. Dari A sampai Z, jadiin maumu dengan banking app baru dari BNI. Wonder by BNI.
Geliat roda ekonomi dan pembangunan di Timur Jawa. Mulai dari era konvensional dan kini menjadi digital. Sejak 1961, di sini kami berkomitmen dengan 48 kantor cabang, 841 ATM, dan lebih dari 2.900 agen Jatim yang tersebar di penjuru negeri. Bersama, kami selalu beradaptasi dan berinovasi agar selalu dapat mendampingi layaknya burung kehidupan yang membawa kemuliaan demi membantu membangun Jawa Timur menjadi poros ekonomi Indonesia. Kami di sini hadir untuk melayani, selalu membersamai, meraih setiap mimpi. Kemarin, kini, dan nanti.
To all audiences, The event will be started. Please enter the Zoom meeting immediately. To support this event, please silence or turn off any type of communication tool. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all audiences. Best regard for all of us. First of all, we praise the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His grace and guidance, so that we can all gather on this day, 26 October 2024, to conduct the 4th International Conference on Business and Social Sciences, ICOBUS for 2024, School of Economics, Stasia, Surabaya. This event will be held on today, which are 26 and 27 October 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th International Conference on Business and Social Sciences ICOBUS for 2024 is sponsored by Bank BNI, Bank Jatim, PT Pelabuhan Indonesia Persero Pelindo, Pertamina, Regency of West Kota Waringin, PUPR Regency of Mimika, Bisnet, Dinet, Graha Widya Bakti as a business unit of Perpendiknas Foundation, Pratama Health Clinic Stasia Surabaya as a business unit of Perpendiknas Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all our co-hosts for the 4th ICOBUS 2024, which are University Malaysia Kelantan, Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand, Westchester University, One Integra Venture, United Nations Economic and Social Council, Griffith University, Australia, Riau Kepulauan Batam University, School of Economic Total Win Semarang, Technology and Business Institute Indragiri, Riau, Muhammadiyah Lamongan University, Muhammadiyah Makassar University, and School of Economic Semarang. Ladies and gentlemen, to strengthen our sense of nationality, let us sing the Indonesian national anthem, continue with Hymn of Stasia Surabaya. For those of you in Zoom, please sit straight, and for the attendants in this room, please stand up.
Indonesia
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may sit down. To all audiences, we welcome the Presidents of Stasia Surabaya, Professor Dr. Nur Fajri Asik, and all the Vice Presidents. With respect and warm welcome to the head of Perpendiknas Foundation as the legal entity of Stasia Surabaya, Mrs. Endang Dwi Retnani, along with the staff members of Perpendiknas Foundation. And with respect to all audiences and the participant of 4th International Conference on Business and Social Sciences, ICOBUS 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, and the next event, we would like to hear the opening speech from the conference chair, Associate Professor Dr. Suwito MM. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable the Head of Perpendiknas, Dr. Anda Endang Dwi Retnani, SA, MSc, AKCA, and all members. Honorable the President of Stasia Surabaya, Professor Dr. Nur Fajri Asik, and all Vice Presidents. Honorable keynote speaker as well as speakers. Respectable conference participants, presenters, researchers, lecturers, students, and practitioners who have joined the 4th International Conference Business and Social Sciences. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given His blessing and mercy for today. The theme of this event is Business Revival Through Digital Technology Transformation. Technological innovation is fundamental to driving sustainability. Digitalization and real-time monitoring, data analysis, and optimum resources utilization can dramatically decrease waste and inefficiency in any businesses. The previous ICOBUS, first until third, was a successful one. Participant and presenter had been connected to each other and built strong networking. Therefore, we organized the 4th ICOBUS in 2024. Today, International Conference on Business and Social Sciences is actually a good medium to disseminate various research fields such as human resources, management, marketing, finance, operation, and others. In addition, this conference is good opportunity to build networking among researchers, academicians, and VSL practitioners from various participating countries. The International Forum includes more than 400 participants and 140 presenters from both state and private universities, also practitioners from Indonesia, Hungary, Malaysia, Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, and Timor-Leste. We welcome innovative idea, concept, services, techniques, research finding, and business practices to publish in the proceeding of the 4th ICOBUS 2024. We also take opportunity to access our gratitude to, number one, the speaker who have taken the time and opportunity to share knowledge in this international scientific forum. Number two, academician, researcher, and practitioner who have submitted their best article in this conference. Number three, the host, University Malaysia, Kelantan, Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand, Western University, One Integra Venture, United Nations Economic and Social Council, Griffith University, Australia, Riau Kepulauan Batam University, School of Economic Total Win Semarang, Technology and Business Institute Indragiri Riau, Muhammadiyah Lamongan University, Muhammadiyah Makassar University, and School of Economic Semarang. Number 4, the sponsor who have support this event, Bank BNI, Bank Jatim, PT Pelabuhan Indonesia Persero Pelindo, Pertamina, Dinet, Bisnet, Regency of West Kota Waringin, PUPR Regency of Mimika. Gravidya Bakti is a business unit of Perpendiknas Foundation, the Health Clinic of Stesia Surabaya. Number 5, the Enter Stesia Surabaya Academic Community. The affiliated ICOBUS committee for their hard work to hold this event properly. Hopefully, this activity can benefit all us so we can have stronger relationship as well as learning from others. We apologize if there are some inconvenience during the conference. Have a nice conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next opening speech, we would like to invite the President of Stesia Surabaya, Professor Dr. Nur Fajri Asik, to give her opening speech. To Professor Dr. Nur Fajri Asik, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace and blessing of Allah be upon you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. To the honorary guest, Head of Perpendiknas as the legal entity of Stesia Surabaya, Mrs. Endang Dwi Retnani. Thank you, Mrs. Endang. Deputy of Perpendiknas, Mr. Agus Subagio, and all of staff member of Perpendiknas, Dr. Titik Mildawati, Mr. Lisman Iskandar, Dr. Emeralda Ayu Kusuma, and Dr. Kusaini. Thank you very much. Vice President 1 in Academic Affairs, Dr. Ihsan Budi Raharjo. Vice President 2 in Financial Affairs, Professor Dr. Vidiana. Vice President 3 in Student and Collaboration Affairs, Professor Dr. Trionawati. And all ICOBUS 2024 committees, Dr. Suhermin, Mrs. Wiwi Srikandi, Miss Maratus, Miss Widi, Miss Laila, and all of ICOBUS 2024 committees. Chair of Study Program Diploma 3 in both accounting and tax management, Chair of Bachelor Degree Program in both accounting and management, Chair of Study Program Accounting Profession, Chair of Master Program in both accounting and management, and lastly, Chair of Doctoral Program in Management Science. And also, I would like to greet our today's moderator, Dr. Sulistyo Budi Utomo. Thank you, Pak Tio. And then especially for all the lecturer of Stesia Surabaya, together with the presenters and participants from all over the world. Welcome to our fourth international conference on business and social sciences, ICOBUS 2024. We are so happy that the fourth ICOBUS is happening today after the first successful one was 2024 during the COVID pandemic. On behalf of Indonesia School of Economics, Stasia Surabaya, I would like to express my gratitude and a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Mr. Yoki Fernandi, as the CEO of Pertamina International Shipping. Give applause to keynote speaker, Mr. Yoki. Thank you very much, Mr. Yoki. How are you? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Mr. Brilliant Perdana. How are you, Mr. Brilliant? Thank you very much for your time.
Very much. Thank you for inviting us.
Yes. Okay, in addition, my appreciation goes to our international speakers for today's conference from 4 countries, which are Malaysia, New Zealand, Australia, and Indonesia. There are 1. Dr. Wan Farha binti Wan Zulkifli from University Malaysia, Kelantan, Malaysia. Give applause for Miss Dr. Wan. Is there Mrs. Dr. Wan?
Yeah, I'm here, Prof. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, thank you very much for your time to can a speaker in ICOBUS 2023 in Stasia. Okay, the speaker number 2 from Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand. Give applause for Associate Professor Fandi Ciptono. Is there?
Thank you for having me.
Okay. How are you, Mr. Fandi?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Fandi is a lecturer of the Stasia Surabaya, and now he is a speaker in ICOBUS 2025. Thank you. The third speaker from Griffith University, Australia. Give applause for Professor Sarah Gardiner. Is there? Okay. The last one, the speaker is Dr. Faransah Agung, CEO from One Integra Ventures. Is there? Oh, hari kedua. Okay. In addition to all ICOBUS 2024 committees who had been working hard day and night to prepare and organize this international conference. Last but not least, to all our sponsors who have supported this international conference. Moreover, I would like to welcome all presenters and participants from all over the world in today's fourth ICOBUS 2024 who are joining with us today via Zoom. Thank you for your participation. We have received articles from academicians and practitioners from 4 different countries. Thank you for choosing ICOBUS as a catalyst to disseminate your research. Our international conference theme is Business Revival through Digital Technology Transformation. Digital transformation for businesses are needed to survive and sustain in today's digital competition, otherwise they will go out of the business. Due to this digital transformation, some efficiency can be created by reducing the number of employees that can help the company's financial sustainability. In this time, in this blessing day, from 26 until 27 October 2024, I would like to declare that the 4th International Conference on Business and Social Sciences for ICOBUS 2024 is now officially launched. Thank you very much and have a happy international conference. Wabillahi taufiq hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our main session today, let us pray first, led by Associate Professor Dr. Kusaini MM. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let's pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Hopefully, the event we will hold on 27 October 2024 will be smooth and blessed. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. My prayer will be led in an Islamic way. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Hamdan syakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamdan yu'afi ni'amahu wa yukafi majidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimi wa adi sultanik. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammadin salatan tunjina biha min jami'il ahwali wal afat wa taqdi lana biha jami'al hajat wa tutahhiruna biha min jami'i syai'at wa tarfa'una bindaka ala darajat wa tuballighuna bi asal ghayat fil khairati fil hayati wa ba'dal mamat innaka ala kulli syai'in qadir. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar wa adkhilna jannatal ma'abrar ya aziz ya ghafar ya rabbal alamin. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin subhana rabbika rabbi izzati amma yasifun wassalamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To all audiences, the next agenda, we welcome our keynote speaker speech. Mr. Brilian Perdana, SAMBA, Director of Crude and Petroleum Tanker of PT Pertamina International Shipping, PTC Ltd. And also, I would like to invite our moderator today, Assistant Professor Dr. Sulistyo Budi Utomo. His nickname is Dr. Tio, and he is lecturer of Stasia Surabaya. He is graduate from both bachelor and master degree from United States and his PhD from Griffith University. Dr. Tio, now time is fully yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Miss Lila, for a very nice introduction. And today I would like to welcome Mr. Brilian Perdana. So please come on the camera in the Zoom for for Mr. Brilian Perdana. Okay, before his speech, I would like to introduce Mr. Brilian Perdana. He holds his education, bachelor's degree in management from Islamic University of Indonesia, and also his executive MBA from National University of Singapore. He has been in Pertamina since 2017 as commercial and tonnage planning, and then operation manager, head of commercial and operation, managing director, and his current position right now in Pertamina as director of crude and petroleum tanker since 27 September 2022 until now. And he had been joining in several organizations. The current one is in INSA, Indonesian National Ship Owners Associations. So I would like to please welcome Mr. Brilian Perdana as our keynote speakers for today's conference. So please give a very big applause to Mr. Brilian Perdana.
Thank you, Bapak Sulistyo Budi Utomo, for the great introduction. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Your Excellency Professor Dr. Nur Fajih Ashik, the President of Stasia Surabaya, Associate Professor Dr. Suito, Conference Chair, top speakers from top universities in the world, Associate Professor Wan Farha binti Wan Zulkifli from University Malaysia Kelantan, Dr. Fandi Ciptono from Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand. It is such a great honor for me to speak on behalf of our CEO, Bapak Yoki Fernandi, who unfortunately unable to join us this morning. But he sent his warm regards and wishing that all the series of events today's in the conference will all go well. First of all, I would like to thank to all the conference chair, also the University of Stasia, who invited PTPIS, Pertamina International Shipping, to share our highlights and also our thoughts on the specific theme that will be raised during this conference. As we all acknowledge that we are living now in the world of disruptions, where everything is no longer the same. Everything now changed into new norms. What can make organization or entities or companies or corporation survive? One of the things that we are now striving is how to use and optimize digitalization to make sure that our corporation, to make sure our organization could achieve our targets, could achieve our ambition, could meet our social purpose in terms of our project and work plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to address a few highlights from our company. If the conference committee could assist me to share the slides. I have a few slides that will bring us to the final end of our presentation, what we think about the digital transformation to help our business and our communities where we live, where we serve, could sustain. If committee chair and the conference could help me to share the slides. Yeah. Next slide, please. Right. So just to give a brief introduction, because I understand the audience and participants of conference came from different backgrounds. For PT Pertamina International Shipping is a subsidiary of PT Pertamina Persero. As a national energy company, our main purpose is to serve over 270 million of population people of Indonesia. But at the same time, there's some ambition for us to look for another opportunity outside of Indonesia. As you can all see from the slides, PTPIS is now owned not only by Pertamina Group, but also owned by our strategic investor, which is one of the top shipping company in the world. Our businesses now run by 3 subsidiaries. One, PT Pertamina Transcontinental, which businesses mainly focus on the marine services and port logistics services. Pertamina Energy Terminal, whose main businesses are focused on the storage and logistics. And Pertamina International Shipping Asia Pacific as our overseas hub office to penetrate the international market and to understand better the characteristic and the requirements and the demands from the international clients or customers. Next slide. Right. So the businesses that we are currently operating is not only on the shipping side of sea transportation, but the whole holistic and integrated marine logistics services. In the shipping side, we are currently operating more than 300 vessels, not only serving Indonesian requirements, but also international requirements. On the marine services, we serve more than 120 terminals all over Indonesia. And in logistics, we currently have 6 terminals where the services is from upstream to downstream, from A to Z. Whenever you have a ship to call any terminal in Indonesia, we can provide you with full services ranging from marine services for ship's crew, husbandry, logistic, even supplying for fresh water on board the ship. Next slide, please. So as one of the subsidiaries in Pertamina Group, we own over 100 vessels and 370 support vessels, including 6 terminals in Indonesia. If we benchmark with all the shipping companies, at least in Asia, we are one of the biggest shipping company in the world, in Asia at least, because when counting the number of fleet, counting of the number of the vessels that we are currently operating, we are top 3 in Asia, because the market coverage we are now serving is over 100 terminals, and Indonesia as the archipelagic country, as a maritime nation, we are proud to serve the population of Indonesia in terms of energy sectors. Next slide, please. Right. As island countries, we feel that we are currently operating the most complex distribution network in the world, because no other countries like Indonesia, no other countries having a huge population like Indonesia, where spread out not only in the big islands, but until the small island, remote island, especially in the western and eastern part of Indonesia. Next slide. However, since 2021, when there is a restructuring in Pertamina, we started to think how to serve better, how to exist more, how to present ourselves in the bigger market. which means that we have to represent ourselves in the international market. That's why, as we speak today, we are not only operating in Indonesian waters, but our ships, our vessels now trading international or worldwide and serving more than 60 routes since 2020. Next slide. So going deeper into the business that we are currently operating, we understand that there are not enough growth opportunity for PIS if we only think about Indonesian market. That is why starting from 2022, after the opening of PIS in Singapore, we opened up office in Middle East to cover the market in the Mediterranean and also the Middle East countries, to put some more ideal balance between domestic business and international business, which apparently we feel very blessed because the margin that we are creating from the international market is giving us a better opportunity to grow instead of Indonesian market. Next slide, please. Right, this is the businesses that we are currently operating, not only on the shipping side, but also marine services and LPG terminal, which I already addressed in the earlier slides. Next page, please. Right. So what are the challenges for corporation as of today? Yeah. We are now facing a world with a sentiment which is positive and deeper understanding how to create a better world, how to create a place or world with many corporations put some proactive action to grow their intensity to go into and deep more in the green business. That is why in our trajectory and our business plan, we already put some agenda how to put or how to position PIS not only as domestic players, but also international players that has some capacity to build up our capability growing into green energy businesses. Yeah. As of today, we are still trying to capitalize our core business in petroleum, but at the same time, we started already to pursue our new growth industries such as petrochemical, upstream services, and also the dry bulk shipment. We wanted to build ASEAN integrated shipping and logistic services, which ranging with multiple service logistic solution to our clients. But at the same time, we wanted to build our green energy businesses into LNG cargo and shipping. Why LNG? Because we think that Indonesia as a maritime nation is full of abundance of LNG. Together with Malaysia, we are one of the biggest countries in Asia who can provide LNG as the future energy in the world. That is why our ambition is to shift from capitalizing our existing business in petroleum power into the green energy business. Next slide, please. Yeah. This is just some highlight. I assume that you already knew that international shipping carbon emission contribute about 3% of the total global trade, which is relatively small compared to the other industry. But we as a shipping player, we are very serious and committed to comply with the IMO agenda to reduce the emission of our fleet or of our vessels. Yeah. Next slide. Right. Then how do we do that? How PIS put some extensive project or work plan to reduce the carbon emission? That is when the technology came into play. Yeah. If you see on the left side, you can see that some works has been done in PIS we've been applying what we call as the EXI, the Energy Efficiency Existing Ship Index, and we apply the technology what we call as energy saving devices and energy power limit installation, where every ships there's some technology to be installed on the board of the ship, where each vessels, whenever it comes to operation, there's some limitation on the power can be burned, and it will impact to the fuel consumption. And the third is the green shipping, where we try to build with the eco ship design, which can reduce the fuel consumption and make sure the engine will run better. Yeah. And of course, the last one is the usage of alternative fuel. A few of our ships now are already installed by dual fuel LPG vessels. In fact, the new building project we are currently ongoing, is installed by a dual fuel engine. Yeah. Next plan, what we are going to do. Yeah. Of course, we will continue the application of EXI and CII rating improvement. This is to make sure that every ships, more than 300 ships that we are currently operating, is complying with the EXI application and CII rating improvement, and using alternative fuel, whichever applicable in terms of commercial viability. And also we're trying to start to grow to the green shipping business, which is the carbon capture and storage. Next slide. Right. So this is the other thing that we are currently operating, how the technology or digital transformation right now in PIS could help us as a player in the industry to serve better to the customers or to the market. Yeah. We call it as a PIS Smart Ships, where the data collection is integrated to be provided to the information stakeholders such as management and directors, which later on can help them to make some decision. Yeah. So what was happened in the past is that data is spread out. Yeah. There is no integration of data. There is no lack of reliability on the data. But using the PIS Smart Ships, we try to integrate all the data, yeah, put into server, and there is some analytics going on, right, in the server that can be provided to the management through dashboard that would help the management to make decision either for the maintenance plan, either to decide which routes is safe for ships to go, and to understand how much is the level of efficiency of vessel to consume bunker or the fuel. And of course, in terms of commercial, there are some activities in terms of business process that can be streamlined because the assistance of these PIS Smart Ships. Next slide. So I will go to the last slide here, where as a part of digital transformation in the company, we have started our digital transformation since last year with the help of IMOS platform that could provide at least 4 modules in the systems. One is on the chartering side, where there is activity of commercials in there. And 2 is about the operation, where we monitor every movement of the ships, cargo operations, ship operations, and financial to provide the profile of the business itself, not only on the business segment, but also on the P&L, every assets that we are currently operating, and the analytics, how to transform information into action to enhance efficiency and increase profitability. Right, I think that's all from my side, everyone. To conclude my speech, I would like to address at least a few things on the digital transformation, because our theme today is how the business revives through the digital transformation. We understand that digital transformation is not something that we only just followed, but it's a need. It is required for organization to survive. There's a shift between providing services into our clients. We are now comes into space where we understand there is a customer centricity. Yeah. We need to understand what the requirements from the customers and to provide more insight, multiple services. This is in the journey to enhance what we call as a customer experience. Of course, other than that, there is some operational efficiency that we offer as our competitive advantage when we use digital tools as a part of our services to our clients. And the third, as a management level, directors, senior leaders, or middle management, the reliability of digitalization is taking a very critical role into the decision making. Because if we use the data-driven decision making, it will put us more confident. What are the chances? What are the risks of taking decision? What are the information that has been analyzed by the tools, by the digital platform, per se? So this is very important. And of course, later on, this is one part of the how to transform the organization into more agile, right, and adaptive culture. Because if you think about how the ambidextrous organization could shift between performing and transforming, I think the existence or the presence of digitalization in the organization is very important. Right, I think I talk enough, everyone. Thank you very much once again for the opportunity to speak on behalf of PT Pertamina International Shipping. I would like to address once again congratulations and good luck to all of you. I hope and wish that all the series of session with all the top panel speakers will all go well and beneficial to improve our knowledge, capability, and also our extensive network in the future. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please give a very big applause to Mr. Brilliant Perdana. Thank you, Mr. Perdana, for a very great talk. So I just would like to conclude what his speech was. In this disruption era, using digitalization is a must for a company to be competitive. In this case, Pertamina International Shipping has been using what we call PIS, digital transformation, to serve the customers and integrated all the data when it was previously the data was actually scattered. And finally, it can help the management to make decision for the business process. So it was a very efficient that digital can actually help the company to be more efficient. So now we have, oh, by the way, Mr. Perdana, we also been given the sponsorship from PT Pertamina. It was actually the name is one of the subsidiary is the Pertamina polling field. Are you aware of that company, Mr. Brilliant? Perdana?
Yes. We actually one of the provider in this field, Budi. So if you know one of the floating storage vessels at the polling field,
yeah.
FSO Aberka, Yeah, that's one of our vessels. Yes.
Very good. And we would like to say thank you very much for the sponsorship from Pertamina. Okay, now we have question and answer. Is there any questions from participants, audience? Would like to ask Mr. Brilliant Perdana. Are you okay? Do you still have time, Mr. Brilliant?
Of course. I'm more than happy to take a few questions.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to ask audiences if there are some questions. And we have about 10 or 15 minutes to question and answer. Any questions from the audience? Let me see in the Zoom. Yes. Anyone who would like to have some questions can raise their hand or using the chat room to give the questions to Mr. Brilliant Perdana. Anyone? We have a great speaker from Pertamina, so please don't waste it. Anyone? Oh yes, okay. I have one person who raised his hand. So please, Mr. Hardika, to say to give questions to Mr. Brilliant Perdana. So I would like to give time to Mr. Hardika.
Well, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you, Mr. Perdana. It's quite an interesting presentation about the way how Pertamina improve, and the way how Pertamina give a contribution to our nationwide. Maybe I have a different kind of perspective in political perspective. I think my questions. We know that we just got our presidency and also our many new ministers, in our cabinet. But my question is that how is the direction, how is the way, how is the path of the Pertamina regarding with the new cabinet, especially with the new ministers? Is there any kind of something like a different path, or maybe we just continuing the agenda that has been set earlier? I think that's Brilliant Perdana. Thank you for the time, Mr. Moderator.
Please, Mr. Brilliant, the time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Hardika, for the great questions. But unfortunately, I'm not the appointed ministers or even vice ministers, so I couldn't answer that question. But I would like to give my thoughts on what has been done in Pertamina for the past few years. As a part of state-owned enterprise, we understand the government has put some big thought on how to make sure that we have what we call as a kedaulatan energy, or security of our energy, national security of energy. And again, in the disruptive world, we have to ensure that we don't position ourselves in complacency, where we understand that there is a AAA dilemma in terms of energy sectors. There is issues of affordability, issues of accessibility, and so on and so forth. But one thing that we have to understand, that we are huge nations with huge demand of energy. And with the new president has put some targets on the economic growth at 8%. I think there's a huge challenge as a state-owned enterprise to grow more, even more than before, to support this economic growth target at 8%. Then what PIS can do about this? I think we can split this out into a few parts. One is when we talk about the dual growth strategy of PIS, as I have mentioned earlier in our slides, that one, we have to ensure that the security of energy in Indonesia is there. Yeah. We are serving more than 270 million population, yeah, spread out from west in Sumatra until the east in Papua. And the challenges is that infrastructure in Indonesia is not at the most ideal level yet. That is why the support of sea transportation, maritime trade is very, very critical. Because think about if there is some area cannot be reached out by our ship, by our vessels, then there is no connectivity in there. There is no assistance from the government or from SOEs to deliver the energy to this particular location. I don't think that we could live even longer to think about there's a people, right, our brother or sisters there, still in Indonesia, but they don't get the same accessibility of energy like what we have right now in Java, Sumatra, Kalimantan, and Sulawesi. That is why the existence of PIS to deliver the energy, yeah, through maritime transport is very important. Second, when we talk about the opportunities, how to develop more, how to grow more, not only to exist in Indonesia, but to give more to Indonesia. Yeah. PIS started in 2018 when we opened up a Singapore office, yeah, is to introduce Pertamina with a shipping arm, yeah, can also serve a bigger clients, a bigger customers. Yeah. We started in the region, in ASEAN, in Asia, yeah, in Middle East in 2022 by the office opening in Dubai, and we just recently opened up office in London too to serve a bigger market in outside of Indonesia. And this is one part of the agenda from the SOE Ministry Office, how to develop SOEs to go global, yeah, to bring Indonesia fly high, and we are very proud as a national flag carrier of Shipping Company of Indonesia. Our names, our reputation, our credibility, and of course our services now, not only in the region, but also serving the international clients too. Yeah, I think that's for me, Mas Ardika, and I think more details you have to wait for a couple more weeks until the ministry coming back from military academy in Magelang.
Okay, that's great. I think that's a great answer from Mr. Brilliant Perdana, because now we still have the uncertainty because of the new president. So we need to wait until the decision will be made from the new Ministry of the Energy, I think. So the International Shipping Company of Pertamina is a good, actually, a company to, like Mr. Brilliant said, that, you know, bring a good reputable for Indonesia, because we are exist in the world competitions, and of course the digital transformation is actually help to integrate all the data for the customers. So I think that's good for a question, you know, from Mr. Hardikta, yeah, and I think that's enough for the one questions that we have, and we would like to continue to the next speaker from Malaysia. But before we would like to give a very big appreciation for Mr. Brilliant Perdana for today's our keynote speaker. Please give a big applause for Mr.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Brilliant Perdana, and we would like to maybe invite you next time to be our lecturers, for example. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may leave the room. Okay, now I would like to return to our Master of Ceremony for the next agenda before I'll let the next speaker to talk. Thank you very much, Ms. Lila. Langsung. Anu di Okay, thank you very much. And it was a very good presentation from our first keynote speaker. And for the next agenda, I would like to call our next presenter from Malaysia, Dr. Wan Farha. So please welcome in the room.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Very good morning. Thank you so much.
Waalaikumsalam, Dr. Wan
Pak
Farha.
Budi.
Okay, so
Okay,
let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Sulistio, or you can call me Tio, as your moderator for today's conference. So before your talk, I would like to introduce your CV to our audiences. So our next speaker is from University Malaysia Kelantan, and her name is Wan Farha binti Wan Zulkifli, and this is her CV. She holds her bachelor's in Management of Technology from University Utara Malaysia in 2007, Master of Science in Management from University Utara Malaysia in 2009, and the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Management from University Technology Mara in 2019. So I see her long list curriculum vitae, but I can see that her interest in research is actually more in it is in halal healthcare, and let me see, and also in consumer behavior. So this is actually fit that how can businesses in digital transformation can help make more efficiency in the business process. So please give a big applause to Mrs. Wan Farha for today's speaker. Now the time is yours, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Thank you so much to the moderator, Pak Budi Utomo. So I am honored to represent UMK. So for information, University Malaysia Kelantan or UMK of the government university. So currently I am the Deputy Dean of Academic at the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business. I am also honored that I am to be here with all of you today at the 4th International Conference on Business and Social Science, Oktober 2024. And then I am truly privileged to speak with such a forward-thinking and a dynamic audience here. And then again, I would like to thank to the organizers for the warm welcome and the opportunity to share some insight with you. Okay, with the theme of this year's conference, which is Business Revival Through Digital Technology Transformation. So I do believe that whether we are in technology or we in different background, either we are in healthcare, education, or any other industries entirely, one thing should be clear, which is the way we innovate today will define our future. So today I will share a little bit about my study. Actually, I am in the field of entrepreneurial marketing. So I am the course owner of this project. So my study is about how the entrepreneurial marketing give impact on the business sustainability in SMEs. Okay, my hope is that this idea will spark new perspective and perhaps will empower us to take bold steps in our own work. So without further ado, I hope I need a committee to assist me to share the slide. Okay, anyone can share? I can share. Okay, wait. I can share my slide. Share screen. Okay, hold on. Okay, anyone can see my slide?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Okay, for the view, the entire full screen. Okay, before that, we have to basically the entrepreneurial marketing is actually a dynamic approach that combines the principle of marketing and entrepreneurship. It's primarily focused not only on serving the existing market, but also on creating new markets by directing and guiding customers. Okay. First of all, let me take a look on the overview of entrepreneurial marketing and how entrepreneurial marketing can sustain the business, especially among small and medium enterprises. So, entrepreneurial marketing and a focus on business are crucial for long-term success. And then later on, I will explain more what are the dimensions of entrepreneurial marketing, how the businesses can be measured through entrepreneurial marketing. Okay, entrepreneurial marketing, as I addressed just now, it's a combination between marketing and entrepreneurship. So it refers to the marketing activities that carry out by firms that operate in a highly entrepreneurial manner. Conventionally, marketing is just we always heard about 4 P's: price, place, promotion, and price. That one is the conventional marketing. But when it turns to entrepreneurial marketing, it's blended together with traditional marketing, which are focusing on innovation, risk-taking, resource leveraging, and proactivity. Unlike conventional marketing, which is often structured and follows established principles, entrepreneurial marketing is more flexible and highly adaptive to uncertain market conditions, which is it will help the businesses SMEs to contribute or to compete with the existing rivals. Okay, these are the, I make a comparison between traditional marketing, conventional marketing versus entrepreneurial marketing. So if we look at here, the marketing principle, marketing, know that it's more customer-oriented, market-driven, and product development. But in entrepreneurial marketing, the concept is evolved over time, and then focusing on innovation, as I addressed just now. Innovation, and then focusing on the customer focus. And then the second principle is strategy, which is conventionally it's top-down segmentation, targeting to the customers and how the marketers SMEs position their product towards certain target market. But in entrepreneurial marketing, it's the SMEs, the owner of the business, aim at the an important group, which is bottom up from down to higher level. And then the methods is for conventional marketing is referring to the 4 Ps, which is as now we 7 Ps: price, place, promotion, process, and people. But in entrepreneurship, it's more collaborative marketing. On our fingertips, we just click the share button and all the information is spread all over the world. So how the entrepreneurial marketing take part in spread the information by using viral marketing, or we could say that electronic word of mouth marketing methods. And then through market intelligence, we could say that in the traditional marketing, but through entrepreneurial marketing, it will help the SMEs to growth through informal networking based on the, as we know that how to what extent the e-commerce play the customers nowadays. Okay, the next slide is share with you the entrepreneurial marketing dimension in small business. So this, I read the reference or the sources that I get from the previous study is from Manually and Bush Patton Sagda 2019. It's EM or entrepreneurial marketing dimension in small business can be measured through 5 dimensions, which is innovation orientation, customer orientation, influence orientation, market and also entrepreneurial orientation. So, meaning to say that plays the SMEs, especially here, to fly high, to growth in a marketplace. So for your information, UMK in my university, UMK is one of the entrepreneurship kits our student by offering a curriculum designing to build or to nurture or to inculcate the spirit of entrepreneurial. But we also have a program which is called 2U2I program, which is 2 years in universities and 2 years in industries. So in that, we're hoping that students or UMK itself able to create students who are graduate entrepreneurs. At the end of the year, they have to have their businesses, and then UMK, just how UMK as a university in how they educate their students by developing develop a curriculum, especially on influence orientation. I want to highlight here. Okay, the next slide is what are the features of entrepreneurial marketing in SME. So the key features here, if we look at this slide, based on the previous study, it's mentioned that entrepreneurial marketing in SMEs, the owners of the business or the SMEs itself must be proactive. So SMEs engage in the early market entry, which is anticipate what the customer needs before competitors. The opportunities, they seize the opportunities, are aggressive in their marketing efforts despite having few resources. And then it must be innovation oriented. So nowadays, we know that everything innovates, either product, innovation in product, innovation in process, or innovation in operation. So EM, entrepreneurial marketing, emphasize the creativity in product development, the distribution and promotional strategies. If we look at the e-marketplace nowadays, how Lazada, how Shopee can be a dominant marketplace nowadays, and everything goes to consumers or small business owners use the TikTok to influence or to their customers to buy their product. We know that not easy to attract customers to buy their product, but with the existing what we call it the omni channels, we have the customer directly engage with the business owners. Okay, next is the resource leveraging. I could say here, basically SMEs often lack of capital as compared to large firms. So entrepreneurial marketers have to have a skill to maximize the use of available resources, whether it used through social capitals, partnership, or innovative cost-saving measures. And then fourth one is called customer-centric approach, which is focused on how the business owners personalized service have to create a good relationship with customer, not only to fulfill the customer satisfaction, but beyond the customer expectation. Is a key why and to what extent SME should apply entrepreneurial marketing businesses, which is due to their similar size. So they have to embrace the technology, they have to accept the technology if they want to compete with competitors, especially their largest competitors. Okay, in the next slide, I will explain how the business sustain. What are the definition? What are the concept of business sustainability? So business sustainability, as we know, that is involved integrating environment, social, economic practices into business operation. So nowadays, we know there are so many competitors out there. So as a business owners, you have to strategy business in order for you to product good services, a good process. But you have to think that to be sustained in the marketplace, you have to think about the society. You have to think about human well-being, the environmental. You have to make sure that you not only based on the profit, but you have to consider the environmental impact. And that's the key what we call it the key points of you to sustain in your business. So for SMEs, sustainability is not just about environmental responsibility, but also you have to their business survive in the long run. How you maintaining profitability while contributing positively to society. Okay, there are 3 pillars of business. I pick here the 3 pillars from the previous study. First is economic sustainability, social sustainability, and environmental sustainability. In order for SMEs to sustain, they have to consider the economic, social, and environmental sustainability. I always advise my student, especially on the program as I addressed just now, 2U2I program. You supposed to create the job to community. You cannot expect that one day, once you graduate, you have to find your job. Nowadays, UMK is one of the universities equip you with the knowledge of entrepreneurship. So you have to think before you graduate, you have to not only have a business, but you need to have a good entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, these are the evolution of entrepreneurial marketing in the digital era. As I now, we embrace the technology, so create a good networking. We cannot that everything is by using technology, everything. For example, the information we can spread an information all over the. So as an SMEs, you have to adapt the social media, strategize your business by using social media platforms. You can build your brand awareness, you can engage with customers directly, and then you can post the communities around the product or services, which is this shift allowed to interact with their. And then a second one is data-driven marketing. So while entrepreneurial marketing was historically intuitive, based on gut feeling, we know that in the digital era has brought access to real data, real-time data. So as SMEs owners or entrepreneurs could now leverage analytics to refine strategies, which is adjust campaign on the fly and measure the customer engagement with precision. And the third one is also really famous in Malaysia. Most SMEs or micro SMEs, they use influencer marketing, content marketers to promote their product, to make consumer aware that their product or services exist in the marketplace. So as entrepreneurs, as SMEs or business owners, they have to use the content creators as a primary tools for strategy. For example, we have blogs, we have videos, we have social media posts, which is allowed them to share stories.
Dr. Farha,
and then
Dr. Farha, I'm sorry,
yes?
you have only 5 minutes.
Sorry?
Please. You have 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So this maybe I will go to the second last slide. So how you leverage, how the SMEs digital platform. So as addressed just now, social media, e-commerce, data analytics, and automation. So how the SMEs fostering, how SMEs have to foster innovation and adaptability in their business is based on ideation, rapid prototype, and flexible adaptation. Okay, the second last slide is a future direction of entrepreneurial marketing, as I mentioned just now. As entrepreneurs or as business owners, you have to volunteer. You have to put yourself to adapt the digital transformation in their business by reaching your customer through e-commerce. You have to add AI. Right now we have AI, and then hyper personalization, how AI, personal big data, how entrepreneurs can create marketing strategy which tailor to your direction based on individual preference and behavior. Okay, to sum up, I could say that entrepreneurial marketing has evolved in flexibility and creativity of small business, how the technology enable your business and then must be approach to marketing will remain crucial for entrepreneurs with resources and how they capitalize on new opportunities, how EM capitalize the new opportunities. So in future, the evolution will likely be shaped by technological advancement through the continued rise of social responsibility and a deeper understanding of. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. I'll turn back to the moderator.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Farha, for a very great talk. And actually, if you would like to share your PowerPoint to the audience, that will be very beneficial, because I think that the content was a very good, for them to learn. And to summarize, that the entrepreneurial marketing is a good way for the SME to create the innovations, especially in products, processes, promotional, and especially in digital marketing, because it can influence how people can buy your products. So, could you please stay in the room? We will go to the question and answers after the third speaker. So, is it okay for you, Dr. Farha?
Okay, Pak, I stay here.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to invite the third speaker, Dr. Fandi Ciptono from Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand. Could you please come to the room? Thank you, Dr. Fandi Ciptono. Dr. Fandi? Is Dr. Fandi in the room?
Yeah. Hi. Because it was muted by the committee. I can't talk.
Okay. Great. Great. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you are here.
Of course, I'm here.
Okay. Good morning, Dr. Fandi Ciptono. How are you?
Good afternoon here. Fine, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, you see this afternoon already there, right? Okay. All right.
We are 6 hours ahead.
6 hours. Oh, nice. Okay. So you are 6 hours older than us. Okay. So before you talk, I would like to introduce your curriculum vitae to our audience. So Dr. Fandi Ciptono is a senior lecturer at School of Marketing and International Business at Victoria University of Wellington. He is also our guest lecturer at Stasia Surabaya. So he holds his PhD in Marketing, School of Marketing, Australian School of Business, University of New South Wales, Sydney, Australia in 2011. His doctoral dissertation titled is Brand Registration and Usage in Selected FMCG Markets in Indonesia 1914 to 2007, a study of brands and branding in transitional economy. He holds his Master of Commerce in Marketing in Australian School of Business, University of New South Wales, Sydney, Australia in 1999, and his Bachelor's of Economics in Management in Faculty of Economics, Gajah Mada University, Yogyakarta in 1994. His interest in research is more in consumer behavior and marketing practices in developing countries, especially in the Southeast Asian region. The specific areas include brand longevity and brand management, consumer ethics and religiousness, corporate and consumer social responsibility, and sustainable consumption. And he also had several books and a long list of journals articles, so I cannot mention all of them one by one. So without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Fandi Ciptono as our third speaker to our fourth Ikobus 1994. So please give a big applause to Mr. Fandi Ciptono. The time is yours, Dr. Fandi.
Okay, thank you. That one, I think my old CV, I don't know, you like the one from the previous one, but that should be okay.
Okay,
okay.
Thank you.
No worries. Kia ora, good morning, everyone. I would like to thank the President, Dean, Associate Deans, and all the family of Stasia, and also the participants and speakers at ICOBUS, ICOBUS conference today. So my topic today will be about digital transformation and business longevity, because I would like to use the term longevity. My name is Fandi Ciptono. I'm an associate professor at School of Marketing and International Business, Victoria University of Wellington, here in New Zealand. Now, I hope I can fit with the timing, right? Okay, my agenda, I will briefly talk about business mega trends and then lessons learned from the previous, the latest, pandemic, and then the why, what, how of digital transformation and how it relates to business longevity. And I would like to draw some concluding remarks afterwards. Now, first of all, when we talk about business mega trends, obviously people might argue that there are so many mega trends. However, there are two that are very obvious as major mega trends in the world now. As we can see here, digitalization and anything to do with sustainability, especially related to the United Nations, what we call SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. Now, what we learned from pandemic, digitalization, in one of my studies, we found that in the tourism and hospitality industry, at least, digitalization has been one of the most feasible survival and growth strategies. We know based on our experiences, digitalization has been used as part of the core product or the delivery means or co-creation of customer journey and experience. So the terms like innovative terms, virtual tourism, working from home, from everywhere, cashless transactions, online delivery, etc., including we had virtual graduation, virtual Sunday mass, during the COVID-19. Now, during the same period, we know that new technologies have been developing so rapidly, and they have impacts on consumer behavior and marketing strategies. We know the terms immersive technologies, or some people use the term ERT, extended reality technology, or reality extension, or technology, so many terms. Now people see that we are no longer split between, it's not like two different worlds, physical and digital. People use the term phygital, physical plus digital, in terms of thinking about how businesses are operating and how consumers are enjoying their products and services. Now, when we talk about the technologies, I know that we think about digital transformation, Shelley. In general, we can see there are so many developments in terms of what sort of new or latest technologies. For extended self, extended sensation, extended setting, extended socialization, and so on and so forth. Don't worry, I will share the slides after the session, so everyone will have the copy of this slide. Now, when we look at the factors driving the transformation of business, we have different categories: government policies, social changes, business trends, technological advancement, and globalization. I would like to highlight two most obvious ones. One is in terms of the advances in technology. We can look at this list. It's not comprehensive, right? It's dynamic and emerging from time to time. And also very important here to notify that, note that rising ownership of so many digital related or electronic equipments have also helped the transformation of businesses as we know today. Now, when we look at digital transformation, the why, what, and how, we know that now if we look at the realities today, digital transformation is not an option. It is a must, right? We know that the new realities, digital transformation has happened in all parts of our lives, societies, industries, economies, or even at the lowest or smallest sector or perspective, which is individual. So we can look at here digital transformation perspectives, the micro one, individual or company, network, industry, social, even as the broadest one at the generation perspective. Now, regardless the specific scopes of transformation could be very minor or very major, re-engineering, restructuring, renewing, or even regeneration of the business model, technology is the most important driver. We can have a look at this list of technologies: social media, mobile technologies, data analytics, cloud computing, Internet of Things, you name it, blockchain, also AI, which is very important now in education. Everywhere people think about how to create or how to come up with a nice guideline in terms of what we can allow our students to use or not to use. Now, essentially, when we talk about this, why the new realities are moving towards digital transformation? Because everybody doesn't want to become a victim of what we call digital Darwinism. So incumbents may disappear and only the most adaptable enterprises who are responsible to technological trends will survive the competition today. Now, digital transformation, when you talk about digitalization, essentially it's about a process to move to a digital business. Many studies have found that digital transformation has so many benefits. It increases productivity, efficiency, innovation, sustainability, and more importantly, it can help companies during a crisis, survivability. Now, digitalization itself, it consists of three important stakeholders where all of them are interrelated. We talk about process digitalization. The focus is operational excellence, the relationships between company and channels, or salespeople, distributors, wholesalers, etc. Biodigitalization, the focus is to make the customer feel a part of the company and the company being a part of the customer. And the last one is communications digitalization, where companies try to combine high-tech and high-touch for a better service, customer service, and also consumer engagement. So essentially, digitalization is about three types of relationships here. Now, the new technologies are very helpful for decision making. If we look at this diagram, it provides us with rich, high quality, high in terms of volume of data, and also presents us with new methods, better methods to make decisions, which will lead to better insights about what's going on in the environment. So final decision making can be more accurate and faster. Now, when we talk about specific innovation or disruptive innovation technologies, according to one prediction, it has been predicted that in 10 years, from 2020 to 2030, the investment in terms of innovation technologies will increase by 15 times. And you see here, the bigger the circles means the more money being invested by stakeholders. AI, for instance, at the moment, and cloud computing. Okay? And just a kind of, like illustration, the importance of technologies and digital transformation. As we know, people talk about Industry 5.0 with so many applications: intelligent healthcare, supply chain, cloud manufacturing, manufacturing and production, even smart education, and also in disaster management. So in this idea, technologies play important role where physical world and virtual world are interacted, and to create value generations, values for ecology, society, economy aspects. Now, I would like to look at some available data based on research about digital transformation. So I try to compile some information here. When we talk about digital competitiveness, about the readiness to adopt technologies and implement the technologies in both public and private sectors, we see that Indonesia is still behind some other countries, including our neighbors, Thailand and Malaysia, not to mention Singapore. But we are a bit ahead of Philippines and the rest. And when you look at the money spent on digital transformation technologies worldwide for the last 10 years, including the predicted years from this year up to 2027, we can see that the investment, the spending on digital transformation technologies and software will be increasing. Okay? Now, I look into some studies in terms of what important objectives for organizations when they decided to digitalize their businesses. We can see that according to a survey, the top 3 answers: driving growth, at the same time reducing cost and improving speed and quality of decision making. And the priorities, when we look at top 5, from business value, improving customer experience, digital transformation itself, cloud migration. But interestingly, cybersecurity has been reported to be the most important priority for the initiative of IT technology. As we move online, if we move digital, security, cybersecurity is very crucial. And it also shows that innovation goals, when you look at that, advancing environmental, social, and governance priorities, as well as enhancing trust through cyber threat detection and management, these are the top 2 innovation goals for adopting new or latest technologies. So not only focusing on the growth or survival, but technologies have been used to achieve bigger agenda. Now, at the same time, when asked about what factors preventing digital transformation, we can see that in a worldwide survey, cyber threats this one was reported as the most concern, the most hurdle, in terms of preventing companies to move digital. Now, what about Indonesia? We know when we talk about Indonesia with a population almost 280 million, we have a very high mobile connections and number of people who can access the internet and use social media. So let's say 66.5% of the population are using internet, and average daily time spent using internet is around 7 hours and 38 minutes. Now, however, when we talk about digital competitiveness index score, is not widely or balanced across regions in Indonesia. as we can expect, Java Island, here the 6 provinces in Java are well advanced compared to other regions. When I look at the specific provinces here, I'm happy that my province, I'm from East Kalimantan. East Kalimantan is at least among like top 10 in terms of digital competitiveness in Indonesia. Now, specifically when we look at the digital competitiveness, we also think about digital literacy. Digital literacy index consists of 4 important and interrelated factors: digital culture, skills, ethics, and safety. Now, according to the research, 3.7 is the index score in the education sector in Indonesia, which is higher than the average or the overall population's digital literacy index in the country. However, when we look at the 4 elements, Statista noted that the lowest score was digital safety. So they noted here, this indicated that students and educators in Indonesia were less aware of the importance of protecting personal information and other cyber security practices. In line with this, when we talk about security privacy, another study by We Are Social and Meltwater also highlighted that not many people, see here, less than 50%, worried about how their data will be used by any parties. Not many of them declining cookies on websites at least some of the time, okay? Now, this is about the general description about the technologies and digital transformation. I would like to relate that with business longevity. Earlier I mentioned that during COVID-19, during the crisis, many innovations and then many survival and growth strategies were based on digitalization. Here, if you look at that, we have startup, struggle, but with the digital transformation, it can help companies to survive, to dominate the market, and at the same time, to avoid sayonara. Okay? Now, when I look into the more specific practices in terms of digital transformation, then how would we relate that into the practices? At least we see that in terms of digital marketing as part of digital business, there are 5 Ds which are very important here. First, digital devices, and then digital platforms, digital media, digital data, and digital technology. All 5 are interrelated. And it shows that when we talk about digital transformation, as I said earlier, the scope can be very micro, meso, or even macro. So it doesn't mean that digital transformation, as the previous speaker mentioned, Associate Professor Wan Farha mentioned, even for SMEs, for individuals, digital transformation is there for everyone. Now, when we talk about the scope for implementation, digital marketing can be about simple things like email marketing, mobile marketing, or website marketing, or even social media marketing, or the latest one, smart environment marketing. Now, what specific technologies have been used or developed in digital marketing? People are so excited in this area. People talk about metaverse, talking about AI, machine learning, 5G mobile network technology, or many retailers, many tourism providers, they have implemented VR and AR, and also MR, or the term used extended reality. So people use different technologies to create customer experiences in such a way that consumers can co-create their experience with the service provider. Now, my last point here when we think about digital marketing in a more detailed perspective, it's about how to see 7 A's. It is about act, alert, advance, adapt, associate, abide, and analyze. How to add values for all stakeholders, consumers, the companies, and also for society. And then how to attract consumers, how to fascinate them. Marketing is not only about serving consumers, but now the demand is also how to entertain them. That is with the technology. When we talk about immersive technologies, it's more than serving or only like delivering the products or services. Now also how to advance the relationships, how to offer like additional help for customers. At the same time, we need to monitor the changes. We know that everything is dynamic. Nothing does not change except the change itself, right? Associate, making meaningful connection, affiliation, and then this is very important, especially for emerging market contexts, how to abide by customer preferences, but at the same time, play by the rules, follow the law, and also implement ethical considerations. And last but not least, it's very crucial to monitor and to measure important metrics related to digital marketing, digital business, and digital transformation. So to conclude, I would like to go back to this very famous statement. I always use this in my class when I teach international management, international marketing. We go back to the very basic principle here. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. So when we know that the environment, business landscape has changed due to technologies, this is about how adaptable a company or a firm to the change that will lead to survival or what we call revival or longevity. Consistent with the perspective from Charles Darwin, Jeff Bezos also mentioned that there is no alternative to digital transformation. Visionary companies will carve out new strategic options for themselves. Those that don't adapt will fail. The previous speaker talked about the importance of innovation. I would like to add like the importance of ability to adapt or adaptation. Thanks for my presentation, for listening. I would go back to the moderator, and then I'm happy to have Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Fandi Ciptono, for a very great
within the time,
presentation.
Right?
So I would like to summarize that digitalization is one of the feasible survival and growth strategies since the pandemic of COVID-19, because most of us are having the smartphone, so there is no way that digitalization can be avoided. So digital transformations is actually a must for today's businesses to increase productivity, efficiency, innovation, sustainability, and survivability. And also there's a quote from Charles Darwin and Jeff Bezos that he just mentioned, that adaptation is a key to survive. So without adaptation, companies will fail. So is that true, Mr. Fandi Ciptono? Okay.
Yes.
Now.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So I would like to give a big applause to Mr. Fandi Ciptono for a very great presentations for today's conference. So I would like to open Q&A session for our two great speakers, Dr. Wan Farha from UMK and Dr. Fandi Ciptono from Wellington. So I think there is one question from the chat room to Mr. Fandi Ciptono. Hello, Dr. Fandi. I want to ask about digital literacy in some indicator like digital ethic and digital security. How to increase the rate on Indonesian people? So, please, the time is yours, Dr. Fandi.
Oh, thank you for asking that question. You're like, when I read the report from Statista, the quotation there, you're like, it's very important. They raised the issue that you're like, while at the same time we have a very high adoption of new technologies in terms of your like Indonesia, you're like, I know that everywhere when we go, the first thing that we ask is Wi-Fi, right? Free Wi-Fi. We are so into the technology. However, the data, the research also show that while we are capable of using the technology, at the same time we need to educate people about the ability to think about the security, safety, and also the ethics of how to use the technology. Just for instance, when we talk about social media, right? We all know, right, during these political years, for instance, so many misinformation, disinformation. Sometimes people don't know how to differentiate between fake news and then real news, things like that. So to combat that or to navigate that, at least one of the things that we can do is education. That's why I highlighted that one based on the studies, the importance of the adoption of technology in education sector, which is always higher than the average of the population. So the concern should start from that. So I hope that I answered your question.
Okay, so that's good. So actually, digital security right now is a highly concerned because there are so many fake news, like hoax and everything, So how can actually, we know that it is actually a fake news or a hoax, Dr. Fandi Ciptono? How can you tell?
Oh. To answer that question, I could say it's very difficult, but of course, check and recheck is always, is always the way. So for instance, I use a very, very practical examples, right? Now in our world, right, education, because this is for international conference, we know that many students have used ChatGPT, Gemini, all the AI generative, AI, isn't it? I think
yes.
Same. I think
yes,
everywhere,
true.
here also, right? And now, the thing is, not all informations are accurate, isn't it? If you type anything on ChatGPT, it will come up with a very nice references, for instance. But when you double check the references, let's say on Google Scholar, the paper does not exist. Have you ever experienced that? I experience sometimes, I just play around with ChatGPT.
Now, I just aware of that, that's actually good information.
Yeah. Because let's say recently, my colleagues and we were interested in doing a research about, destination avoidance, right? Something to do with tourism. Many research have focused on destination attractiveness. We want to know what makes people avoid particular destinations. And then we just type, on ChatGPT, list, the most important, 10 most important, references in destination avoidance. It came up with a long, 10 papers with a sexy titles. Like I say, destination avoidance, systematic literature review, and directions for future research. Wow, we were jumped and thought, oh, okay, important papers. Check on Google Scholar, does not exist. That is a simple, simple way, right? Always check and double check. And people always also look at the sources, right? Whether the sources are reputable or not reputable. For us, let's say in academic world, right? I know in Indonesia, people adopt Scopus. For us, we are stricter. We use ABDC lists, or sometimes also, like ABS, the one used in UK. So when we want to use references, we check the source, whether the source, like the journal, the article has been published in top journals or not top journals. Also, when we want to do a research study, we want to measure, let's say we want to measure what, let's say consumer engagement. There are so many scales or survey items, right? We list them and then we look at the publication. I know it's a biased thing, right? There's no guarantee that top journals will be better, but at least we believe that the reviewing process is more rigorous. So we always look at the sources, check and double check. And of course, even though we have done all of these, we might still, lose or miss one or two, but at least we become more prudential, right? We try to be more careful and wise in terms of using, the sources.
That's true.
I hope I answered the question.
Okay. Yes, I agree with that. So in conclusion, ChatGPT is not that smart, right?
Oh.
So don't rely 100% on ChatGPT, right? Okay. Well, I perhaps have a questions for Dr. Farha. Are you still here, Dr. Farha?
Yes, I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay. It was a very good presentation. So, could you please give us an example of what is happening in Malaysia? When people are using the entrepreneurial marketing. So, what sort of innovations that the SME was created by using the entrepreneurial marketing? So, could you please give us one example for that?
Okay, thank you so much for that great question. So, in Malaysia, actually, entrepreneur marketing terms is still new, for your information. And then for SMEs, I could say that they are still cannot consider or cannot adapt the technology in their businesses. So that is why I encourage my students or my colleagues to help, especially in innovation competition, by creating an idea. I can share with you. I have joined one of the innovation competition in one of the university in Malaysia. It's organized by University Utara Malaysia. So I try to introduce the idea by creating an apps for SMEs in order for them to get the notification for expiry date. So that apps I call it XDAX. That's the name that I give to that idea. XDAX. It's just I just developed it. It's a dummy dummy apps. So that apps will help the SMEs to get a notification which product is actually is close to the expiry dates. So I could say that even in Malaysia, they still cannot adapt the technology. So that is why I encourage the SMEs. At least you have to use the free software, or we have the free software, or even we have the Excel, Google Excel, which Excel also can help, online Excel, if I'm not mistaken, can help the SMEs get a notification on the expiry dates.
That's actually a very good idea, for the notifications for the expiry dates, because some people, when they have the retail market, they didn't realize that they are selling the expired, products, and there will be problems, for the customers, because when the customers accidentally bought the expired products, then there's some sort of problems that can happen to the customers, and the
especially for
notification,
perishable goods.
right? The notifications for that is actually a good idea. So, what sort of applications that you have developed? Is it a free applications or?
As for now, it's just a dummy apps,
Oh, okay.
Bapak.
So it's
Dummy
not
apps.
it's not established yet.
Not commercialized yet. It's not
Okay.
commercialized yet.
Okay. All right. If it has been finalized, I would like to get it, and and probably
Sure.
you can commercialize it, so you can put it on a Play Store or App Store, so that when people download that applications, they have to buy, right?
Hope so one day. Maybe I can commercialize that apps.
Okay, but I think that's a very good idea. So I see on the chat room there's a question for you, Dr. Farha. So it is from Mr. Hardika. Dr. Farha, why is entrepreneurial marketing considered more suitable for small businesses than traditional marketing approaches? Would you like to answer that?
Yeah, sure. Great questions. So, what I addressed just now in my slide is actually conventional marketing. I could say that it's more customer oriented as compared to entrepreneurial marketing, which is as SMEs owners or business owners, they have to adapt the technology. They have to make an innovation in their businesses. So as compared to conventional marketing, they are focusing on the 4Ps. They are not formalized in terms of what we call it information collection or informal networking. So as compared to entrepreneurial marketing, the consumer can directly engage with the business owners without what we call it, especially in online marketing, as Dr. Fendi shared just now, how digital marketing take place and give a big impact nowadays for marketers. So same with the entrepreneurial marketing. So everything, the technology is on our fingertips. So by clicking the share button, all information will spread all over the world. So that is how the entrepreneur marketing take place and could give the big impact to SMEs because they are innovation oriented.
Okay.
Am I answered the question?
I guess so. Yeah, that's a very good answers for that. So actually, the entrepreneurial marketing is more, forcing the SMEs to create innovation, So when the traditional one is just creating products, like the traditional products without knowing what the customers needs actually, right? So, all right. So hopefully that answer the questions from Mr. Hardika. So I would like to come back to Dr. Fandi. So there's a question for you, Dr. Fandi. I want to ask about, it is from ETC Cheng Lili. So I want to ask about which digital marketing platform is most effective in increasing sales performance, and whether or not it has to be related to a business products. So would you like to answer that, Mr.
Okay.
Dr. Fandi?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think you like both. You like Dr. Farha and I. We are specializing in marketing. So for this question,
I think that's good. We have two experts in marketing.
I think this question is very interesting, right? When you talk about technologies, digital platform, digital technology, things like that, and how to utilize them, which one is the best or most suitable, or what we call it, the most effective. It depends on the target audience. If we go back to the principle of marketing, marketing 101, it all comes to the target market. We need to understand the behavior preferences of the consumers. So for instance, when you talk about platform, in New Zealand, for instance, here Facebook is most popular, right? And then TikTok is growing, but Instagram is not that popular, for instance. Well, I know in Malaysia, I spent, like Dr. Faha, I was a lecturer at Monash for 5 years, Monash in Selangor. So I know what Malaysia also. In Malaysia, when you say Facebook, there's my mom, my dad's generation, like in Indonesia, Instagram, right? So first of all, we need to know the audience or the target market. And then the other one is, the question is about sales performance. There are so many variables, so many factors affecting sales performance. And the way we use digital platforms, technology, is not only for sales, to drive sales, right? We know that. So it could be for building relationships and others. So if we want to target sales, we need to know that there should be many ways, many instruments, many strategies working together. So I think that is very important. And some other people, when we talk about promotion, for instance, the best way to create sales in short term is all about sales promotion, but not advertising, but not others, right? Same, the way we use that, we need to start with who our target markets are and what media consumption habit they have. And from doing that, we know the best, the most suitable for a purpose. So it must fit the purpose, right? Based on what we want to do, our market. So that's my answer. Probably Dr. Faha can add something from entrepreneurial marketing perspective.
Would you like to add something, Dr. Farha?
I think Dr. Fandi covers all. Is that actually entrepreneurial marketing and digital marketing is come together. It's come together.
Okay, that's good. Well, I can see that in different countries they have different app, that they would like to use. For example, like in Indonesia, Instagram is very popular and TikTok is growing now. It becomes popular, and it's almost more popular than Instagram, because the young generations, the Generation Z, it's that, they are more like to use TikTok. But the older generation in Indonesia, they more like using Facebook, and it's different from New Zealand. I can tell that in New Zealand, Facebook is still popular, right, compared to Instagram. So, and in Malaysia, which one is more popular, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, Dr. Farha?
I could say that it's depend on the target market, as Dr. Fendi said just now. It's depend on the target market. So I could say that for Alpha generation, which is now, in Alpha generation, they are familiar, they are used or prefer to use TikTok as compared to Facebook. Yeah.
Right, and also the Generation Z, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well,
maybe I can add one more point.
Yes.
Can I add one more point?
Please,
I think
please.
Another thing is also about the cultural issues, right? This is based on my experience. Because I joined many WhatsApp groups, in Indonesian WhatsApp groups, and also in New Zealand WhatsApp groups, like with my friends from high schools, families, or my former colleagues, right? Now, it's common in Indonesia, and I think also in Malaysia, in my experience, if I still remember, in our WhatsApp groups, on Sunday, Saturday, sometimes we put, hi guys, I have this new product, you may try, I have, whatever, food or something like that. It's common, right? In our social, networks. Don't do that here in New Zealand, because in New Zealand, even though you are in your WhatsApp group, once you try to sell products on the WhatsApp group, you will be kicked out of the group.
Okay.
Hey, this group is not for commercial purposes. You will be, even though you post, this is common, right? Hi guys, I have a friend who is doing a research. Please help me like fill in the questionnaire. That is common, right? Survey.
Yeah.
Here now, if you post that in a Facebook on your like page or something like that, people will, oh, what are you doing, man? Yeah.
Just use Gum3, right? Gum3.
Just want to share with you, in Malaysia, especially in UMK, my friends, they prefer to update what and any activities program that they join, so to make sure that they are invisible. They try to promote themselves to bring UMK name.
They just want to show that they are busy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Busy and important.
Yeah,
That's
make
true.
visible.
That's very interesting. Now I have a question. Actually, this question is to both of you, because Dr. Fandi was bringing about AI, Chat GPT. So this is a good questions. I would like to ask both of presenters from the Mr. Ali Mursidi, particularly when writing the manuscripts in international journal, is it possible to use AI, and what is the ethics in using this? I saw some journals prohibited to use this one. So who wants to answer first, Dr. Fandi or Dr. Farha?
I can start that if you like.
Okay, please, Dr.
Okay.
Fandi, because you are the one who bring the Chat GPT.
I'm the one to blame, right? Now, you're like, yes, you're like, the ethics of using AI also in my presentation, you're like, it's been like a great debate in the community in terms of setting up a clear guidelines in terms of what is considered ethical or unethical. But when it comes to journal publications, including your like thesis writing, what I can share is, yes, you're right in your statement that some journals prohibit it. So for instance, recently I submitted a paper to Asia Pacific Journal of Marketing and Logistics under like Emerald. When you submit, there is one button there saying that you declare that you do not use generative AI in preparation of your manuscript. And also in some other journals, like they will look at how much you are using AI. Now, in my view, AI can be used for like specific purposes. So for instance, for grammar checking, many people I know, they are using Grammarly. Grammarly is AI, right? They use Grammarly to check your manuscript, not to write for you. There is two different things, right? And then now at the moment, we don't know about the future development of AI. It becomes smarter and smarter, right? But at the moment, we know, like we can tell, we can sense, like when you read something that we feel like this is AI produced, right? Especially in our student work for something like that. So to be safe, if I may suggest, like, please don't use AI to write, right? Use AI to help you to fine-tune the language. In my other experience, when I review or examine, as an external examiner of thesis, I've seen, like some master's thesis and even PhD thesis. In the declaration, in the front page, they mention they only use AI for checking for grammar, or like proofreading or something, some parts, but no other parts. And it depends on different countries. Countries like New Zealand, Malaysia, use common law, right? Whatever you state will be taken like seriously. So whatever you sign, don't play around with declaration. Remember when you say, I declare that it does not have this, later if they found out, you will be in trouble. So I think that's from my perspective.
Okay, so according to Dr. Fandi, so it's better not to use AI for journals, right?
for writing, not for writing the papers.
For writing the papers. Yeah, so just use your own knowledge. So
and then use that only for your grammar checking or.
That's true. Actually, Grammarly is an AI as well, but it is safe to use because we just need to check our grammar, is
or alternatively, you can use AI as the beginning to help you save time for literature review search, right?
Right.
Some AI, they are very smart to summarize the papers for you, but still you have to double check.
That's true. Like Research Rabbit, I think.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the AI? Okay. Yeah. So what do you think? What is your opinion, Dr. Farha?
So actually, I totally agree with Dr. Fandi. So yes, I just share my experience when I supervise my China students. So as we know that China, they cannot, most of them cannot speak in English, but they somehow by preparing their thesis, I said, wow, how can you prepare this kind of, I could say, a comprehensive thesis, a comprehensive proposal? When I asked them, actually they use ChatGPT. So, but in terms of references, it's failed, it's out. They cannot convince me on why, on where they get the sources. So to me, I think it's depend on the purpose, as Dr. Fandi said just now. If you want to get an idea on how you want to write your literature review, yes, you can adapt and adopt that. You cannot totally rely on the ChatGPT. So by using AI, I think it's the best one of the platform that help you to prepare your LR, to prepare your journal. But you have to remember that you cannot specifically rely on the ChatGPT. The most important thing, you have to get the sources, the reference from the previous studies. That's on my perspective.
Right. So AI is good for you to give an ideas, like to focus on the literatures, because when I was doing my PhD, I had to read so many papers, without AI, right? so
Oh, you tell me, my era, was even longer, a long time ago.
So with AI, it's good for the young researchers, who are doing their PhD to get a knowledge, what will be the gap research, for example, because finding the gap research or finding the research questions is very tricky, without the AI. With the AI help, can have the ideas for doing their PhD, to actually sharpening, targeting their research gap, and have the ideas to write. So, but not using AI entirely, to write your thesis, right? Or writing your journals. So, any questions from the audience? I think we have so many discussions, and it's a very fruitful discussions that we have today. Any more questions from audience before we go to the next session, which is the presentations of your articles? Any questions? Or yeah, after this we will go to the break room according to your papers, and but before that we will have break for a couple of, for 1 hour break, so you can do praying or having lunch. Then we will come back at about 1 o'clock. Okay, but we still have time, we have 2 great presenters and 2 great experts in marketing. So if you still have any questions, then please ask them, while they are here. Any questions? So probably I would like to chat with both of the presenters. So Dr. Fandi Ciptono, and next to Dr. Farha. So what is the trend? What is the trend now in New Zealand? You know, like what people like to do, you know, on their what is it, spare time, for example, you know. So New Zealand is actually, you know, very down south. So so it is very, you know, what is it? Well, you know, far from everywhere. So what is actually people would like to do, you know, during their spare time, you know, like well, perhaps when they have their holiday, for example. And then the same questions will go to Dr. Farha. So time is yours, Dr. Farha.
As you mentioned, you know, like accurately, here people say that New Zealand down, you know, like south here, and then people call it the tyranny of distance. We are far from everywhere.
Yes, true.
You must swim or you fly, you know, like to leave the country. Two options, right? Swimming or, you know, like flying. So people here, when you talk about the spare time, people like to travel. People like to explore the country, the nature. Welcome to New Zealand. You know, like New Zealand is very beautiful country. I fall in love with this country. You know, like it's all about sustainability, green, things like that. And also people are very concerned about work-life balance. So during the day, you know, like we can, if you see the sun is shining, you know, like you can expect people will go out, like crowded outside, you know, like things like that. So even when we were during COVID-19, New Zealand had a total lockdown, right? National lockdown. So that's why the first few months we were safe, right? Because no borders were closed, so we didn't, you know, have that so-called, you know, like wearing masks or things like that before they opened the door, the border. And even during the lockdowns, when we had a very tough lockdowns for a few weeks, the government always allow us to go out to have, you know, like exercises in the area, because here people like outdoor living, which is good, you know, like try to connect to the nature. I think that's you know, like what Kiwis do, you know, like most in their holiday. Traveling is always the thing, you know, like they love long. This is a long weekend for us because Monday is a public holiday, Labor Day. So wow, you know, like already packed.
Happy holiday
people.
for you.
Oh, thanks.
So what about any you know, online like services? Do they like to use the online app? You know, because like in here in Indonesia, you know, we are using all different apps. You know, if we want to go somewhere, you know, we have Gojek, you know, for example, you know, so we just use the app, and then, you know, then the ride is just come, you know, next to your door, you know. So we have Gojek, we also have Grab, you know, we also have GoFood, you know, for example. Because you know, now people are very lazy, you know, they don't want to cook, you know, so they just grab the app and then order nasi goreng, for example, you know, and then the nasi goreng comes to your house, you know. So is it the same behavior like in New Zealand? Do they use sort of app as well?
Here people have Uber Eats, right? People like to order, and then I know in Indonesia it's now being a controversial issue. Temu, right? T-E-M-U, Temu, right? It is very controversial in Indonesia, but that is very big here in New Zealand. You buy things you like online from Temu, what called Temu here, T-E-M-U, Temu. Yeah, it's a Temu. It's a very popular website here. Here, very popular. And when you talk about, you know, like holidays, go back to the holiday. People here, they like to rent, you know, like caravans or cars, and then they drive from North Island to South Island to explore, you know, like the environment, the cities, the villages, or even though in the land of no man, because here they like to enjoy what we call here freedom camping.
Okay.
So they just park their car, you know, like in the middle of nowhere, and then enjoy environment. That is very what you say, typical New Zealand way of, you know, like holidaying.
So they are more like to do the offline activities, rather than the online activities, right?
Oh yeah. You see, when we have rugby match here, wow, you can see people coming not only from Wellington, they come from nearby cities.
Right.
Especially if All Blacks play against, let's say, like South Africa or Australia or UK. Woo, you can expect packed with people here. They like the outdoor.
The outdoor activities, right? So it's different like in Indonesia, because like in Indonesia we more like indoor activities,
Yeah, online games.
Online games, especially in Surabaya, Surabaya is very hot, right? So people like to go to the mall, for example.
Oh yeah, Tunjungan Plaza.
Okay, now the same question goes to you, Dr. Farha. What do you think about Malaysia?
Okay, in Malaysia, the trends for people, how they spend their life, their spare time, because you know that Malaysia love to eat. Malaysia love to eat. So they are food hunters.
Okay.
So especially in Kuala Lumpur, Penang. So if you are looking for nasi kandar, you can go to Penang. So we already know that both regions have a vibrant cafe scenes, so where people enjoy of traditional food. Also in Kelantan, we have local food, local kuih. I think I could say kuih. So most of people they love to eat. So they are food hunters, and then I could say that another thing, they love to explore nature and outdoor activities. So many Malaysians nowadays, they love hiking, jungle trekking, visiting waterfalls. So we have like Gunung Nuang, Gunung Kinabalu, Bukit Broga. So then also we have beaches like Langkawi. So people, they most of them spare their time by exploring nature and outdoor activities. Maybe not all people, they love to, as Dr. Fendi said just now, not really. If in UK, people love to do an exercise, fitness, to get fit. So maybe in Malaysia, I think they prefer to eat compared to do an exercise.
I think it's almost similar like in Indonesia, people like to eat. So what is the special food in Kelantan? Do you have any traditional
special food? I could say that nasi kerabu.
Nasi kerabu, okay.
Yes, nasi
because
dagang.
I only know nasi lemak. That's it.
Oh, nasi lemak. You can come. I can cook for you nasi lemak.
Oh. Thank you. We would like to visit UMK.
Sure. Please welcome.
Okay. So one more questions. I think there's one question in the chat room. I think it's for Dr. Fandi. From Diamond Sembiring, I would like to ask about students' internet literacy. Is it increasing or decreasing? Like in our country, in Indonesia, it is decreasing. So I'm not quite sure if you understand the questions, Dr. Fandi.
No, I know the question is about the internet literacy from the data that I show, right? Unfortunately, I haven't checked the latest data for New Zealand because I prepared it for Indonesia. But if you look at the data of digital competitiveness, New Zealand is higher, right? A little bit more advanced. I'm not sure, but whether increasing or not increasing. But what I can observe that internet literacy here is quite high. So, for instance, you see, there are so many hoax or fake disinformation, misinformation. Everywhere is the same, right? But in terms of the general news, here the habits of New Zealanders, or what we call Kiwis here, right? They always refer to the most reputable sources. And ironically, people still refer to the traditional mainstream newspapers. So if you say, the inflation rate is, or whatever, the central bank has reduced the rate or whatever, people will not trust online sources only. They will wait until it's been officially released by the authorities.
Yeah.
So people always do, and like I mentioned, check and recheck. But of course, everywhere you have different segments, right? Different groups of people. But in general, when you see, especially those with high education, they are more as technology savvy and more critical when they look into information. Yeah. Oh, the question is not about internet, but literacy interest. Oh, you mean?
Okay, okay. Revise the questions. Okay. All right.
I think everywhere is similar. I've been teaching in Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia, and New Zealand. I think Dr. Faha, and also maybe you, Theo, you can confirm. We find that younger generations today, they are more reluctant to read textbooks.
Yes.
They
true.
like to go online for whatever. They go to Wikipedia, or Indonesia they call it Mbah Google.
Yes.
Or now ChatGPT. They want to find instant, results, right? I think that is more generational issues rather than cross countries probably. I found that it's very hard, if you prepare, with the slides, they will only rely on the slides. Not many students are more willing to go to the source like the textbooks. I think that's what I observed.
Okay. So what about in Malaysia? I would like to know, the internet literacy interest, or the literacy interest. Yeah, is it the same thing in Malaysia, Dr. Farha?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Our students nowadays, they don't like to buy any textbook as compared me myself. Previously, during my when I did my first degree, I love to buy textbook. I love to read. But now, Generation X or Generation Y or Alpha generation, they love to buy e-books as compared to textbook.
Right.
Similar thing with
That's true. Because in my time, because I cannot afford to buy the new book, so I always bought the used one.
Yeah, exactly.
The used one or the pirated ones?
So now there is no used book, but you just can download from the internet, and and sometimes it's free, and sometimes it is. You have to pay for that, but I think, in nowadays, people are reluctant to read, and the newspapers as well, subscribers for the newspapers in Indonesia, they're also decreasing. So the newspapers company must adapt to become paperless, so they must have digital transformations. They must put their papers online. Otherwise, your newspapers company will go bankrupt. If you don't adapt. Okay. So, any more questions from our two experts from New Zealand and Malaysia audience? Well, I think there are no questions for Dr. Fandi and Dr. Farha anymore. And if there are no more questions, so I would like to say thank you very much for Dr. Fandi and also Dr. Farha for your contribution to our 4th International Conference on Business and Social Sciences, the 4th ICOBUS. So hopefully we will have you in the next ICOBUS, in the 5th one, okay? And hopefully we'll have it offline, so we can come, we will invite you to come to Surabaya, and Dr. Farha would like to take you to, to get some food in Surabaya.
Sure. I was in Surabaya last 2 years. I was in Surabaya. I went for a conference guest speaker also.
Okay, how did you like the food
Surabaya,
in
last 2
Surabaya?
years.
How did you like the food?
I love to eat nasi padang, if I'm not mistaken. One of
Okay,
That's not
that's
typical
good.
Surabaya.
What about
Rawon,
Dr.
rujak.
Fandi? Have you been in Surabaya before, Dr. Fandi?
Oh yeah. I was teaching at Petra before, like guest lecturer at Petra, regularly visiting Petra. So I
Okay.
know.
All
Very
right.
nice.
Nice. Okay, well, it's very nice to have both of you, and please give a very big applause to our two speakers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fandi and Dr. Farha. So I would like to see you again sometimes, in different occasions. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will send my slides to Pak Suito.
Yes, thank you very much. So I would like, to have the slides because many audiences ask for both of your slides. Okay. Thank you very much. So thank you very much, audiences, and also thank you very much to our both speakers, Dr. Fandi Ciptono from University of Wellington, New Zealand, and also Dr. Farha from UMK, Malaysia. So the next agenda, I will come back to our Master of Ceremony, Ms. Lila, to actually guide you what you should do for the next agenda. Thank you very much, and Ms. Lila, please.
Thank you, Dr. Tio, and thank you to all our guest speaker. Hopefully what has been delivered can be beneficial for all of us. To all the audiences and presenters, I would like to remind you to enter each room that had been assigned. We will break the Zoom into several rooms. Please be reminded that the certificate will be given to those who only attend the full 2 days of our conference, which are in 26 and 27 of October 2024. So now please, you may enter each room that had been assigned, and right now we will have a break and start again at 7 p.m. And to all the audiences, I also would like to remind you, we will have a break and start again at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. And also, we would like to remind you, please do not forget to complete the attendance. The link will be shared in each room, both in the first and second day of the conference. So please complete the attendance in 2 days conference, because in the second day, we will have the closing of the conference. That's all for us. Have a break time, and we will start again at 1 p.m. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.